2003. A long 22 years. I wonder, can Wales change history today? Let's go and join our commentary team for this one. Former Wales international Philippa Tuttiett alongside Dave Rogers.
Well, what a spectacle. A sellout crowd, a brass band in fine voice, the tricolour being waved across every inch of the Stade Amédée Domenech. The red, white and blue pyrotechnics, fireworks off the pitch, and that is before we have the fireworks on the pitch. It's round 3 of the Guinness Women's Six Nations Championships, and Grand Slam chasing France are back at home and in fine fettle after comfortable victories over Scotland and Ireland. For Wales, well, they're 2 games, 2 defeats, but plenty of positives in the opening couple of rounds. It is a tall order today, but as they build towards the final 2 games, the ones they're really targeting, maybe today is a free swing. Let's find out. There are Welsh flags in the crowd, plenty of travelling supporters, and it's time to hear them. 2 of the great anthems in World Rugby coming up, Le Marseillaise and My Hen Vlad.
Et maintenant, en l'honneur de l'équipe de France, la Marseillaise.
What an anthem, what a reception for this French team, and they keep changes to a minimum. Ilana Brosseau and Rose Bernardeau have started at 1 and 3 throughout the championships, and the Feleau sisters are having a personal family competition. Mané was player of the match against Scotland, and Tiane was player of the match against Ireland. The one personnel change is in the backline as Brive returns on the wing. She's got a history of scoring great tries against Wales. On the other wing, Kelly Arbe, a standout performer for France's all-conquering under-20 side who were undefeated last season. As for Wales, they field an unchanged pack. Gwen Pearce and Caris Phillips waved the flag for the front rowers with tries in round 1. Jenny Scoble keeps her place on the tight head side, and all 3 of the back row started in the Premiership Women's Rugby final, albeit Georgia Evans played in the lock on that day. With Blakey George injured, Kaylee Powell moves from inside centre to outside half, where she's been playing all season for Harlequins, but gives Bristol Bear Courtney Keat the opportunity to partner captain Hannah Jones in the midfield. Plenty of pace out back. Jazz Joyce anchoring a back 3 with Caris Cox to her left and Lisa Neumann to her right. And both teams giving a nod to the future on the bench. Plenty of youngsters making their way in international rugby, and what a place to do it. Well, our referee out there in white today, Holly Wood, making her Six Nations debut. She knows this neck of the woods very well, having ended her playing career in France. She's ably assisted by Sarah Cox and Maria Heitor today. The TMO, should they be required, Ireland's Leo Colgan. So France defending a remarkable home record, not just against Wales, but against every Six Nations team apart from England. 42 undefeated in the Six Nations Championship since 2003. Phenomenal atmosphere. The flags, the fans, the expectation, they're getting a lot right in French rugby at the moment. Just listen to the chant. Allez le bleu, come on the Blues. And Wales, well, they've spent the last 5 games against France not registering a point in the first half. But it is a new dawn under Sean Lynn. It is Kaylee Powell at outside half, getting round 3 of the Guinness Women's Six Nations underway. France in the blue receiving.
Always inside.
And a calm left-footed clearance that's absolutely perfect.
She caught it in the 22.
Which gives us the opportunity to say hello to Philippa Tutiet. Yeah. I mean, we've just been taking all this in pre-game. What a phenomenal occasion and experience for everyone here.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, we talk about the French crowd and how good they are at supporting their team, and once again they have come out in their droves. It is a sell-out crowd here. We keep talking about women's rugby is growing and growing, and atmospheres like today is really doing it well.
Well, the line-out challenged, and it's bounced up into French hands, but via a knock-on. So our first look at the 2 set pieces in the opening minute here. And this is an area of the game where Wales are really going to have to dig in today, because that French front row of Rousseau, Bigot and Bernardeau are really going to go after Wales.
Yeah, absolutely. A very technical front row, and then just look at the players they have behind them. The French pack are some of the biggest players in world rugby, so they're going to be packing down with real strength, real power. So really good challenge here for Wales. If they can weather this, if they can stay in the set piece battle, that will be huge for the foundation of the game.
So Brosseau on the loose head for France, Bigot at hooker, Bernardeau at tight head. For Wales, it's Gwen Pearce, loose head, Caris Phillips, hooker, and Jenny Scoville at tight head, and Holly Wood wants a word.
We need stillness before that ball comes in, okay? Yeah, don't pre-hit, wait till the ball's in. Same mark. Okay.
So important for Wales in particular to start. Well, just the preparation for the 2 teams. France arrived at the hotel. They had all day yesterday for a run through. I mean, we're in the same hotel as them.
We are, yes.
Unfortunately, we couldn't squeeze onto one of the many massage tables there, but Wales preparation by comparison, they didn't get to their hotel till 8 o'clock last night. The traffic from Bordeaux to Brive, there was no captain's run, but it's Wales who pick up the penalty. France not driving straight.
Number 1.
And it's Ilana Brosseau who's punished, and a chance then for Kaylee Powell to find a good touch. But what kind of effect can that have on a team? Sean Lynn put a brave face on at the start of the game, but it is going to take its toll.
Obviously, it's not ideal. You know, you talk about that travel day, and yes, they spent a lot of time sat down on a plane, on a coach, but it's still mentally very tiring. You ideally want to be in 24 hours before, but look, the whole thing about sport is you try and prepare for a certain element of uncertainty, and sometimes things don't go to plan, and that can happen on the field as it can off the field. But it's great to hear the tunes were playing on the coach, and they made the most of it, and now they've got to forget about that and front up here.
Another line out. Doesn't go to plan for Wales, so France on the ball. So carry knocked forward by Feleau, the captain. They use both Feleau so often. Both giant ball carriers at number 4 and number 8 for the French today. But Courtney Key, ball over the top. Hannah Jones, this is the Wales captain. Little ball inside. Very physical French defence.
Okay, number 8, red, taking the player out. Whereabouts are we?
So it's Georgia Evans who's conceded the penalty for Wales. It looked as though they were planning to use her as the first strike runner because she was stood out of the line-out. And she's conceded the penalty in midfield. Touch finder from Carla Alves. Let's take another look at this now. Watch Georgia Evans here.
You see Georgia Evans makes a contact with the player. I mean, that girl is a very strong player. She went down maybe a little bit too easy, but you play the referee, give her a clear picture. I've just been taken out off the ball. We see in there a challenge on the line now. But yeah, that is the penalty. You can't take a player off the ball.
Valvaclo takes the ball for France. Look at this maul going forward. Goes to ground, but taken to ground by the French. Amedi. Crossfield kick. Acres of space for Bouillard, who takes it on the full. And France's first attack yields a fantastic try. Emily Bouillard in acres of space. And she scores against Wales again.
Absolutely brilliant execution on that kick from the fly half. Good forward pack drive here. Gets all of the Welsh defenders' eyes looking in. That you can just see there, they're very compact. They're prepared for a short carry. The fly half puts this crossfield kick in. Absolute perfection. Very little that Jasmine Joyce can do about that.
Emily Bouillard has got an incredible record against Wales. She's 15 tries in 35 caps now, scored in her last 3 games against the Welsh. The try she scored in her debut in 2021 ended up being the World Rugby Try of the Year. And she returned to the team in the Six Nations last year and bagged another. Here's Bourgeois, who is in the kicking form of her life. That is 12 kicks from 13 attempts in this Six Nations now, and it's France 7, Wales 0.
Yeah, Bourgeois has been a real steady, consistent player for them in that fullback, taking the kicks as well. She's the top point scorer in the Six Nations, a real asset for France to be able to call upon. So that's the first early shot for Wales, 6 minutes in.
Just shows how important it is for Wales to not make errors, because they've conceded 1 penalty and it's led almost immediately to a try. Anything in that middle third. Abby Fleming sent back there as she went looking for the turnover. Ilana Brosseau.
Stay on there.
Bourdon Sonsu.
Use it, 9.
Toulouse scrum half, over 60 caps for France. Steady head in a key position as Jazz Joyce takes Wales up over halfway. Kira Bevan. Gwen Pearce. Expect to see her to go through a lot of work today.
Not rolling.
And France not rolling away, so another penalty advantage for Wales. Nice tip on and a good line. Bethan Lewis. Green shoots here for Wales. Georgia Evans. Saracens versatile forward. See a lot of her at lock, but she's been selected at 8 for Sean Lynn's Wales.
Back over here for not rolling.
Some good carrying there from that Welsh pack. You can see those little tip-ons just trying to get in between gaps they might see in the French defence, which is key because, you know, you can quite clearly see with the size difference, France have got some really big, strong, powerful players, but that does mean they might not move as quickly as these Welsh players can. So, yes, run hard, run direct, but maybe get that little tip-on in if you can. But so far, they're getting in over that gain line, which is going to be absolutely vital for Wales to be able to get some quick ball to release their backs. There's that lovely little bust through. Bethan Lewis linking up with the backs there. Really good play.
Oh, the line-out goes forward for Wales, and that's 3 line-outs, 3 unsuccessful line-outs in the first 8 minutes. And another opportunity with good field position goes begging.
That's frustrating, isn't it?
Okay, I'll have a look.
Like you say, that was a real good opportunity there.
Hold on, Scott.
It's brought down, but not passed back safely.
All good, mate.
Well, a couple of running repairs, and we expect it to be physical out there today. I mean, you mentioned the the size of some of the French players. Yes, they've got these incredibly skillful players. They score beautiful tries, like the one that we just scored. The crossfield kick from Arbez was perfect for Bouillard. But the work they do up front is brutal.
Oh, absolutely. They're one of the top carrying teams, and especially with the amount they can get beyond the gain line. And it's the big physical players that are so hard to try and tackle. Now, Sean Lynn said pre-match he wanted to see work rate and he wants to see them being brave. And I don't just think he's talking about in attack being brave and going for it. It's also going to be in defence, because these players have got to hit low and they've got to hit hard to be able to try and stop these very powerful French forwards.
Well, Leo Colgan has got in Hollywood's ear, and we are heading to the big screen. TMO getting involved for the first time today.
Okay, Leo, you're going to show me head contact by 2 blue.
And Manon Bigot could be in a bit of trouble here.
Now.
Here she goes. Oh, she's upright.
Here's your best angle.
Shoulder, so not head on head.
It doesn't matter if it's foul play. Okay, guys, what I'm seeing here is that there is head contact, but for me, it's a low degree of danger. And it's also quite passive, so I'm at penalty only. Do we agree with that? Okay, Leo, I have a decision. Camera back to me.
Okay, Holly.
Okay, we do have head contact. So we do have foul play because the tackle is always upright. However, it's a low degree of danger and it's passive, so it's going to be a penalty only against 2 blue.
Okay, Holly.
It's one of the great things now, isn't it, that the stadium can hear and we hear that clear explanation.
Okay, okay. Time back on.
Well, get out of jail there
High tackle,
for Wales,
2
and
blue.
another opportunity for Kayleigh Powell to kick them closer, to try and get an immediate response to that French try.
Okay, just on the edge.
Just worth noting that the conditions have taken a turn for the worse here. It was baking hot sunshine this morning. Not so now. It's cooler, it's wet, the rain's got a little bit heavier. Karis Phillips down there making sure that ball is dry. 4th line out for Wales in this game, and that one executed better. And Wales moving forward on the maul with the penalty advantage. Karis Phillips has that ball tucked, and Wales moving towards the line. Huge chance now to respond almost immediately. 2nd penalty advantage. So Ciara Bevan wants to go up the short side. Bevan snipes. Great tackle.
Okay, use the line.
Abby Fleming, the next to go. Leg drive from Fleming.
Okay, you're short.
Just short.
Far away.
But Wales very close. Short again. Still with a penalty advantage.
New advantage, offside.
And that's 3 penalty advantages now as Gwen Crabb. A little pop to Gwen Pearce.
Use the line.
And Wales are over. What a response. A little bit lucky with the penalty. But the line out, when it sticks, when it clicks, it works. And it felt as though they needed that.
Oh, it was brilliant movement in that drive as well. You know, we talked about these big French pack, but they just managed to get onto the edges of the initial defenders. So you saw it sort of fragment left and right, but it gave the momentum that they needed. And then that patient bit of play to keep picking, keep driving, and eventually they got over. Brilliant retaliation from Wales.
Kate Williams applies the finishing touches. And Ciara Bevan to level the match. Can't fade that one in from the right of the post.
Better discipline in this area. Better discipline in this area, okay?
Well, let's take another look at this. We talked about the physicality of the French, but Wales managed to go toe-to-toe there. Come away with 5 points.
And that is a huge confident booster for this team. And we just heard then the referee just said as a warning to the French team about their discipline in that 22. You're getting a warning with only 10 minutes to go, 10 minutes into the game. France are really going to have to watch now.
Okay.
They don't give anything else away.
Back underway.
Stay on.
Bevan
Use it, 9.
is going to send this skyward. 3 players in the channel ready to give chase. Lovely feed from Bourgeois. And gets the offload away. Again, this is something Wales will have to be aware of, because with France, one offload often leads to 2 or 3, and then you're in trouble. Manon Bigot, she's had a busy start, both sides of the ball.
Hold it tight.
Little nudge into no man's land. Is there a push in the back there from Alves? Hollywood says no. France just making that breakdown a mess. So Gwen Pearce around the corner once more. There's Powell, she's inside the 22, but it's taken back, so an orthodox kick off the outside of the boots. Taken on the full, and the captain Ménager gets that ball away, and this is where they're dangerous. Okemba.
Knock on in the tackle.
Wales have knocked that on, so France can come again.
Okay, no advantage game. That turnover's good. Just knocked on in the tackle. Scrum blue.
They've got a lovely habit of not dying with the ball, haven't they?
Oh, no, absolutely. They'll always look to keep it alive, and there you just see the offload back inside from the captain. Brilliant offload in play. Karius Phillips there just knocking that ball as within the tackle.
Okay.
That was the knock-on infringement.
You're on it. I'll set back, all right?
Should the brass band take requests? Have a think about it. I'll slide him a note at half-time. Great position for the scrum here, in between the 22 and the 10. 10 metres in from touch, a chance to turn the screw. They've got the penalty advantage. And that was a real warning shot by this dominant French pack.
Loose head not driving straight. Loose head.
Rose Bernardou getting the better
Shots called.
of Gwen Pearce. And interestingly, going for the posts here. And you can look at that in many ways, but the main one is pure faith in Bourgeois and the fact that she can help you build a score from just about anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting call so early on in the game.
Okay, I'll tell her on the next one. Thanks, mate.
But they're being very pragmatic, aren't they, looking to build that scoreboard?
Bourgeois to take France up to 10. Ooh, missed just on the near side.
Retreat! Stop 3! Stop 3!
And a good clearance kick under pressure.
Yeah, very good clearance kick from Kaylee Powell, but it's very interesting then. You saw the whole French team lining up very flat, very organised. They knew that penalty kick was happening. They knew they were going to have to chase up on that ball because it was live, but you don't often see that happen when teams take penalties. So I think that was pre-called before this game. If we get a penalty within the first 15 minutes, we're trying this, we're going to put pressure on.
Bigot, good line-out ball, Baudon Sansu into midfield, Amédi. Lisa Neumann called off, and she's gone after the turnover. Poisson. Baudon Sansu has a little snipe and nearly gets the shoulders through. This quick ball, very good. Teane Fele'u. Up to the 22, Bernardou. Just powerful gain line being made, Poisson. And now Mané Fele'u. Well, France making meters at will here through willing red defenders. Now quick ball, whipped out, good hands, great take, and Bouillard is in for her second. Well, France, knowing when to pull the trigger, they are so accurate. And the fans in Brive in raptures once more.
If you ever wanted to clip up an example of what French rugby for the women's team is like. This is it. Sniping, strong, hard carries every time, just a couple of little meters, and then ridiculous skill set in the backs. That go-go gadget arm type receipt from the winger here. Look at that take. And then still having the gas to run around Kaylee Powell is really quite impressive.
That was some grab, wasn't it? Bourgeois. Seems only moments ago she was attempting the penalty for 3. Oh, she strained that. What a nudge. 14-5.
Wales have got to figure out how to stop these strong carries. Get low, chop the player, try and prevent that offload, try and make a mess of that ruck area, try and slow it down, because at the moment that was just such a series of quick, strong carries, so hard to defend.
For what it's worth, it's another try from a penalty, albeit the penalty that missed the post, but they knew the line-out was probably coming, and they were so clinical from then on in. $14-5.
Hold in front.
Albers. Going to keep that in field. Jazz Joyce. Chance to counter. Oh, straight into Ménager. Good collision. Punches above her weight as Jazz Joyce and Georgia Evans with the next carry.
Okay, just take a little step. Use it, 9.
Bevan barks some instructions. Sends that one up for Neumann to chase infield and causes enough chaos for Wales to win that back. Pearce. 18 minutes gone. Another tip, and Pearce goes again. She's gone through a lot of work early on. There's Gwen Pearce. Space on the left now. Joyce with that mispass. Hannah Jones. Now Harris Cox. Can't get around Kelly Albé. Not many can. Very quick, the young winger. But the try scorer, Kate Williams, takes Wales up to the 22, and some patient phase play. Well, quick hands could have perhaps done it there. It's a little bit messy, so Wales can go again with Kaylee Powell. It's got a bit of a Swiss Army knife in the back line for Wales. 10, 12, 15. Oh, turnover. And now this is where France are dangerous. Neumann's chasing back. Jazz Joyce is there too. And Neumann just buys enough time. Oh, good hands from Georgia Evans.
Okay.
Might be raining out there, but the ball's sticking.
11 blue, playing the football on the floor.
Some really nice shape and attack. You can see the Wales players, they're calling when there is space on that outside edge, but I almost feel some of the forwards are almost working too hard, trying to get themselves into that passing channel as an option, whereas actually it could have just been, they only needed 2 or 3 passes instead of 4 or 5. The communication needs to come on. Players don't have to always be a passing option. They can just be hanging out in the back or even offer a short line and fix the defence. Because at the moment, Wales are doing well at creating some space on that outside edge. It's just taking a little bit too long for that ball to get there, and it's giving the French defenders time to shuffle across and get into a good defensive position.
There it is, Wales and Caris Phillips with another chance just outside the 22, but France have had a great read on the lineup, but that one hasn't stuck.
Lineout's over. Okay, on the 5, guys. Sorry. In the 5, yeah. Okay. Just scrum.
Yeah, the first one was fine. It was the Bosso knock on.
Sorry.
France have done very well in contesting that Welsh line-out.
Yeah, they really have, haven't they? I mean, they've got such athletic and tall players. You've got to throw someone up there each time and give it a go.
Well, I keep telling you it's a great atmosphere and everyone's having a good time, but those two gentlemen might tell you otherwise. It's more fun than that, I promise.
Crouch! Bite!
But attacking scrum now for Wales. Oh, it's gone down on this near side. Oh, and it's gone against Bosso. I think Jenny Scoble's going to need a bit of treatment after that.
Yeah, I think it's that nose from earlier on in the day. She's definitely taken a couple of knocks there, so I think it's just blood to try and clear her up. But this is brilliant from the Welsh forwards to be able to front up against this pack. They're certainly giving the clearer picture at the moment to Hollywood, the referee, and are reaping the rewards from it.
Well, plenty of rugby to come up, both men's and women's, including Judgment Day. That is next weekend, Saturday, 2:30 p.m. kickoff. It's Ospreys versus Cardiff, and that'll be followed by Scarlets versus Dragons. That's 5:15 p.m. on S4C. Ospreys versus Cardiff, 2:30 p.m. BBC One Wales.
Okay.
Look forward to your company for those two.
Front.
Absolute crackers. We've had some great Welsh derbies.
Guys, water off, please.
So far this season.
Water off. Okay, you're on the 5.
Well, with the quarter of this game gone, Wales find themselves with a penalty in a great position again.
When you consider, like you said, the amount of games that Wales have been playing and they haven't even scored a point by half-time. You know, last year's round, last year was 40-0 in the Cardiff Arms Park, so they're on the scoreboard, they're in good attacking positions. This is already a huge improvement from last season.
Paris Phillips having to work hard to get that ball, but now she has it. And Wales can start to move forward. Rousseau's in there. Trying to be difficult.
Penalty advantage.
Another penalty advantage, and now all of a sudden this has gone from a good opportunity to a great one. 1 metre short for Wales from close range again. Kira Bevan goes for Georgia Evans.
On that back foot.
It is hard work to make your way through that melee of French bodies. Gwen Crabb, new penalty advantage.
Time off. Captain.
Now just remember, Hollywood has already given a warning.
You're on a warning now, okay, for the collapse more. Okay, no more. Next one will be a card, okay?
So the try has been awarded at the same time that Hollywood has given France a final warning. And this is a huge moment for Wales.
I'm okay, thank you.
So the grounding from Gwen Crabb, the ball's down. Frustration on the French bench. Another phenomenal response from Wales. And a kick now to make it a 2-point game. Kira Bevan. Successful this time. Conversion from almost an identical position as the first. France 14, Wales 12. Now, let's talk about some of the things that those travelling supporters, the coaching staff, the players might be pleased with. The way they're managing to get go forward in the forward pack against France, because that's an area that they might have been a little bit suspect towards at the start of this game. Oh, it's a big shot.
Like we say, Sean Lane, coach, asked them to be brave, and I think they really have been. There's still a long way to go in this game, don't get me wrong, but so far, Wales are putting everything out there. They've just got to shore up the defence in their half.
Back foot. Take a step. Use it now, 9.
Oh, Caris Cox. Very close, could have perhaps taken that on the full. Courtney Keat goes in on Feleu. Arbez. Hold on, Sansu offloads. Jazz Joyce will take that. Might call a mark, does.
I'm really liking the box kicks there from Kira Bevan, and Caris Cox has done so well to get herself in a good position to chase on that. I just feel she needs to make a decision earlier. Are you tackling or are you taking it and commit to one or the other?
Jazz Joyce relying on the boot of Kaylee Powell, the ample boot of Kaylee Powell to take that
on the edge.
just up to halfway.
Yeah. You're here, they're on the edge. Just step across there on the edge. Yeah.
And for all of the joy of Wales really being in this contest, I'd imagine there's a relative amount of frustration from France, who certainly haven't executed the way they'd have liked to. When they have had the ball, they've looked incredibly dangerous. And listen to this crowd get behind the team as they walk forward in this maul. Manon Bigot in control at the back. Georgia Evans looked as though she might have swam through. Gwen Crabb sent away.
Okay, get back inside.
Wales haven't managed to spoil it. Oh, Bourdon Sansu. Oh, they have! They have. Wales have made that unplayable. That's Bethan Lewis doing incredible work to kill that ball.
Okay, it's all been swept, okay?
And the French fans are very much letting their feelings about that be known, but brilliant dogged work there from Wales. Look at that possession, over 60% to Wales so far. It's hard work to keep hold of this ball.
Okay, water off,
There's always
please,
the
guys.
risk, isn't there? The longer you leave it in a maul like that, the more opportunity the defensive team have got to kill that ball.
Water off.
Yep, absolutely.
So the maul, not like a tackle. If it does go to ground and you're the
Wales,
defensive team, you don't have to roll away in the same way.
We've already said water off, please. Thank you.
So if you have the opportunity to kill that
Let's just
ball,
over here
then
on
you
that
get the
marker.
put in at the scrum.
Okay, time back on. Here.
And that is what Bethan Lewis has managed to do there for Wales. Brightening up a touch. The rain's still falling here in Brive. Just behind the scrum there. Just got Kaylee Powell calling for calm as France turn it on. Wales missed the initial strike. But Georgia Evans does very well at the base.
Hold in front.
Powell. Oh, good footwork from Powell, but then charged down. The pressure from Carla Alpes. Manon Bigot takes the loose ball. Oh, Teane Feliu. That is a painful carry for whoever's got to dive in the spokes to try and stop her. Courtney Keat.
Still under scrum advantage.
There's Bethan Lewis.
2 knock-ons there. Go back for the first one.
Just a word there for Georgia Evans after that first hook of the scrum was missed. She was under immense pressure at number 8.
Yeah, and talk about pressure, Kaylee Powell. We haven't really had a chance to say. Obviously, she's moved from 12 now into 10, a position she does play for her club at Harlequins, but still a bit of an upheaval, filling the boots of Claky George.
Time off.
Trying desperately to try and evade that charge down to kick the ball clear.
She'll be looking for a big 80 minutes today, because as Sean Lynn
Take
said,
this off field to sort out. We can't have blood coming out.
as Sean Lynn said before kickoff, she's desperate to play 10 for Wales, so a big 80 minutes today, and she's really going to give herself the opportunity to do that.
And you know, I've got to be honest, you know, there's always so much of a talk, isn't there, about who is your starting 10, who is the main 10. Kaylee Powell and Claky George are both fantastic 10s, but they both bring a different style of game. So I think it's fantastic for Wales to have 2 10s that you can just interchange and automatically change the way that you play. I think that's such a fantastic weapon. I don't mind not having one clear out and out. I am more than happy to have 2 fantastic 10s and just use them for specific games to alter the way that Wales play.
2 more rounds of Guinness Women's Six Nations after this one. Wales host Ireland next at Rodney Parade. That's live on BBC One Wales. 2:45 the show begins for a 3 p.m. kickoff. But, unbelievably, there are still some tickets available. So get to Rodney Parade for what is going to be a huge, huge game. Oh, this scrum getting a bit messy. A Wales advantage. And sometimes physical dominance doesn't always yield penalties. You still have to scrummage legally.
Absolutely, and I think Wales are being very savvy here and almost letting France get that initial push and shove, but just technically making sure that they are absolutely spot on, and then you can almost see the infringements are being forced on themselves. France are forcing the infringements on themselves because they're trying to push almost too hard.
Well, that penalty count tells you a lot about the shape of the game so far. 6 conceded by France, just 2 by Wales.
Stop in front, stop.
Kaylee Powell pumps that one up the channel. Carla Albez
Okay, hold in
going to
front.
send
Keep
this
coming,
one back
keep
where it
coming.
came from. Jazz Joyce gets that a little bit wrong.
Yeah.
Powell's
Keep
there.
coming.
Albez takes a look. She's got some support if she wants it. It's in behind Baudon Sansu, but not knocked
Agree.
on.
Okay, keep-
Falraclo. Baudon Sansu, Albez whips that one across. Here's Bernardou, lovely hands, and Amedi feeds Ménager. Ménager around the outside of Hannah Jones. Marie Ménager. Oh, so physical after that arcing run. And France into the Wales 22 again. Bourgeois takes that crash ball. And even the brass band pick up their tempo as the French team do.
Runs forward.
Approaching half an hour. And this is where France becomes so dangerous, so clinical. Prosso. Tiani Felio waits, but they go to Bigot instead. I think that's gone forward off Kate Williams. Or not, no. Kira Bevan just pumps that downfield. Bouillard waits for it to bounce. 2 tries already for Emily Bouillard. Oh, has that gone forward? No, Rackett says the referee. Bigot in the wide channel. She's such a diminutive hooker in between 2 enormous props at scrum time. That was taken in by Escudero. Little ball out the back to Kelly Albé. And that one has gone forward off Tiani Feleo.
Scrum advantage over.
Space in behind, Carla Albez. Lisa Neumann is busting a lung to try and get there, but she's on her own. And they seek the sanctuary of the touchline, but that feels like a good return for Wales.
That is a win for Wales. When you have a kicking battle like that, you have a long period of play. The team that kicks it out and does a type of kick where they've just tried to be sure.
Just
They
hold
haven't
it
gone
there,
for huge
Shoelace
distance.
Foxy.
They just wanted to get it off the park. That is a win for Wales. And as you see now, they get the ball back. Huge set of play there from both teams. Brilliant tackle there from Jasmine Joyce. Hannah Jones just staying composed, staying on her feet, not diving into it there, trying to get the poach.
Not straight and competed. Option. Not straight and competed. We've got an option. Scrum or line out. Scrum or line out. Okay. Scrum. Let's use this cross.
Well, that line out not straight. You'll notice Hollywood saying, but competed there. France didn't throw up a jumper, and it doesn't matter if the throw's straight or not. High risk ball to the back. And no surprise, really, France have opted for the scrum here because they'll want an opportunity to paint a better picture for Hollywood because they've got on the wrong side of her in this opening half an hour. In from Baudon Sansu. Amedi, cruises through but loses it forward.
Scrum advantage.
Turnover ball
Scrum advantage over.
for Caris Cox. Jazz Joyce now. Kelly Albé gets the better of her. Oh, Montserrat Amedi. It feels as though France are just one pass away so often. But that pass hasn't stuck, certainly since the second try. Bethan Lewis up over halfway. That was Falraclo coming flying out of the line. Kaylee Powell. Oh, now Wales knock it on. And this wet ball, this wet surface, this wet stuff falling from the grey clouds is just starting to get the better of the teams out there after 32 minutes.
Okay. Scrum blue. 2 knock-ons there.
Yeah, we've got 9 handling errors by France. That's unheard of. That really is unheard of. But I think that is testament to the sort of dogged fight that Wales are bringing to this game, right up in players' faces. France desperately trying to get that offload away. It's so key to the way they play. It is their foundation. If they can get 2 or 3 offloads, they get their flow, they get their rhythm, and that's when they're at their attacking best. And at the moment, Wales are just managing to stay in that fight and stifle that play.
Bang in the middle of the pitch. France have got 3 attackers to the right of the scrum, 3 attackers to the left of the scrum. Carla Arbez and Bourgeois loitering with intent. And it's to the right they go. Arbi. And they've kicked early.
Hold in front, keep coming, retreat.
Won't get many mistakes from Jasmine Joyce as Arbez
Blue, keep coming.
sends it back. Was she taken out late? The crowd seem to think so. Referee disagrees. And Wales can come again. Oh. Great pressure from Manon Bigot, and Wales are offside. She is everywhere, Manon Bigot, the hooker.
Absolutely, isn't she? Showing really good work rate.
You can talk to me, it's all right.
Yeah, she's got big shoes to fill, isn't she?
It'll all be
Agathe Sochard, the normal starting hooker for France. Seen her once so far in this tournament, but you just really feel that Bigot's got an opportunity here to try and stake her place for that jersey.
Excellent kick, with not much space to work with. And here is Manon Bigot. The Blagnac hooker. That ball not moving anywhere yet. Gwen Crabb's got an arm through there, but she's not going to stop this. Very congested, so Bigot picks and goes, and oh, Wales nearly over that. Mane Filiu, good carry again. Caris Phillips looking for the turnover. Comes up empty-handed. Falraclo takes France inside a metre. Time for the big engines to go to work before a great tackle on board on Sansu. Just short for France. Relentless pressure. As that ball squeezes out of the back and Wales fly into the contact area. There's an air of inevitability about this for France. Bourdon Sansu takes her time. There's an early latch there to march France over. So much power from such close range. Well, Hollywood's asked if they're happy, but Rose Bernardou has gone through a huge hole, hitched to Charlotte Escudero.
Why wait? Okay, just stop there.
Now, they are going to check this.
This tackle by Gwen Pearce.
Okay.
An incredible try-saver.
Captain! Okay. No need for a formal review. It's going to be no try because it's knocked on in goal. Okay?
Wow, there we go.
In goal, go to line drop out, Leo.
Well.
You could see as soon as it was given, Hannah Jones ran straight up to the referee. She saw it, she got in her ear. Brilliant work from the Welsh captain.
Well, I hope we can see an angle of that.
It's knocked on in goal, so goal line drop out.
With respect to the French television director, I noticed we didn't see this angle before the try was awarded.
There we go, there it is.
It's a great spot, and it keeps the scoreline 14-12. Kaylee Powell picks out Carla Arbez. The drop goal attempt will not be making the highlights reel.
option.
And Wales will restart the game with 3 minutes to go till half-time.
And I think with the scoreline is where it is,
22.
I don't think Wales need to force anything
You
here.
don't get the option, yeah. You don't get the option. Yeah, no option.
I'd personally be going deep and long, sending the whole team up to just pressurize it back.
Powell, it is up over halfway. It is Albez. She thinks she's seen some space there, but Powell's inside the 22. Opts not to call the mark. It's the two 10s playing kick and catch right now.
Blue keep coming.
Good chase here by Kelly Albi. But she was on her own, so Caris Cox can find an offload, and Bethan Lewis throws a dummy, then tucks. 2 minutes till half-time. Oh, Gwen Crabb was dealt a bit of a bad hand there. Not a great deal she could have done.
Okay, guys, you're smart. Don't hold on to it next time. Wales, you're here.
And she's actually done well there, Gwen Crabb, after
On the edge.
getting bundled into touch. She's held on to that ball because France were looking to play quickly. I was about to ask you what the French for cul-de-sac was, because that's what she was run down there, Gwen Crabb.
Thank you. That gap's fine.
Emily Bourade on a hat-trick. 2 good finishes. And when she went in after France's first attack, you'd have been forgiven for thinking it was going to be a long 40 minutes for Wales. But it's turned into an excellent contest. Ménager on the crash ball from Amedi. Escudero over the top of Georgia Evans. Now Albez, inside ball, line from Albi was a good one. Wales level to it. Caris Phillips defending well. Escudero again. But another loose offload. Has given that ball back to Wales, but holding on at the breakdown. And they've gone quickly. As Bourdon Sansu
14.
knocked that on.
10.
No, it's Neumann, not back 10.
Okay.
A little bit
14,
chaotic,
not 10.
but with, what, 10 seconds to go in the half, if you're France here,
Yeah, just there.
I was going to ask, are they going to go for the poles here? But no, Arbez is going to pump this in the corner, and France are going to seek a try before half-time.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think France will be feeling very frustrated. You know, we haven't seen the best of them in this first half, and like I say, I think that's compliment to Wales. But I think France have got a big point to prove here. If they can go into the half with a score, fresh off a score, that will give them a big lift.
Manon Bigot, the French lineout has been functioning relatively well. Wales choose not to challenge. And France set them all. Bigot at the back. Bourdon Sansu waits. But they'd rather not use it. And they don't need to. France do score with the clock in the red to put a little bit of sheen on a lackluster first half. And it is Manon Bigot who pops up with it. After an excellent first half from her on a personal level, she has been involved in pretty much everything good for the French. And she gets her reward after 40 minutes with the kick to come. 19-12, which is probably about a fair reflection, Philippa.
Yeah, I think it is. I've just been looking at the carrying stats between the two teams. France have carried 60 times, made 270 metres. Wales have carried 53 times and only made 107 metres. France have been the more dominant here physically. Like I say, Wales have been in it, they've been dogged, but you do feel like there's more to come from France. So yeah, I think it's a tight scoreline's deserved, but France just to edge it at the moment.
Well, Bourgeois, she missed that one penalty, but her conversions have been flawless. She is 3 from 3. France started and ended the half brilliantly, but in between, Wales responded well. Tries from Crabb and Williams, have kept the scoreline relatively tight. It is France 21, Wales 12 at half-time in Brive.
Yes, Wales do have the lead at half-time. They have played...
And France will have the put-in at the scrum. Philippa, you've had about, I'd say, 1,500 steps to get back into the commentary position, and you've got your breath back already. Some cardio routine you've got.
Stay close to your hooker.
To be honest, it's just good to be warm. What a contrast in the weather climate we have had. Absolutely beaming sunshine yesterday, and now it's quite chilly, very damp. We had a bit of rain. But look, let's get back into this second half now. Huge for both teams, really. I think this next 10 minutes, if France can capitalise on that momentum they created just before the end of the first half, they cut out some of those handling errors, get on the right side of the referee, they could really do some damage. Conversely for Wales, their bodies are going to be hurting. They've put in a real shift in that first half, and they've got to keep that going.
Are you happy with
They've got to stay in this fight.
Okay.
France have made a change in the front row. Rose Bernardo scoring that try just before half-time. Oh, sorry, the one that was chalked off. That was her last contribution. She's been replaced by Asia Kalfoui on the tight head side. 24-year-old Bordelais prop.
Crouch! Bind!
She was part of that back-to-back title-winning team in 23 and 24. Changed the look of the league in France to make it more competitive. 10 teams now.
Some advantage.
The effect it's had on the national team
comes.
has been absolutely excellent. Of course, the vast majority of this Wales team playing in Premiership Women's Rugby, the other side of the Severn Bridge.
You guys got the mark on that scrum? Okay.
So, Kira Bevan to clear this. It's going to be a kick to compete. She's going to keep this on the field. And that has gone back off the blue hand, and now a counter-attack. Oh, knocked on by Bigot Bourgeois. Desperate to free the hands. And again, it is an offload that goes to ground. And I wonder whether or not that was something they'd have discussed at half-time, whether those premeditated offloads, they might be better off sticking it in hand, because they are getting gain line with their carries. And it's when they try and be a little bit more expansive, Philippa, that they're coming unstuck.
Yeah, certainly, I think that would have been a call. They've got to try and reduce those handling errors, haven't they? And like you say, they've got big, strong runners. If you're going to put an offload in, make sure.
Kalfoui, first carry for her after Fal Raclo, and Tayane Feliu threatened to do damage. Here's Fal Raclo again, and Wales need to go low. That came out of the back door, and Rousseau was on hand. First journey into the 22 in this second half for France. One try away from the bonus point. Good offload again, Kalfoui. Great strength through Abby Fleming, and a pick, and straight through goes Mane Feliu. Big, bruising, damaging carries, and Wales helpless to defend it. Mane Feliu, the co-captain, with the perfect start to the second half for France.
Yeah, echo that. They've definitely had the right team talk, haven't they? Shore up, keep it in hand, use your strength and power, get that drive going, get those strong carries going, and push Wales back. Gonna have to see a big retaliation from Wales now.
Bourgeois, the easiest of the four conversions for 28-12. Just a little thing, you talk about the popularity of women's rugby globally as we take another look at this. Brutal carries from those huge forwards. But in France, the stadium announcer will say the player's first name and the crowd will respond with the surname. Just the fact that they turn up here and they know the players. The fact that you say the first name, 15,000 here know the second name, and it echoes around the arena. Sounds incredible.
It certainly does, and there's also big sort of cut-out pictures of the players' faces that lots of fans have got, and they're waving them around. Yeah, they know these players inside out. They're very passionate about supporting their national team. It's great to see.
Yeah, three's coming now.
So changes for Wales at hooker, Kelsey Jones Gloucester Hartbury hooker coming on. Donna Rose, the Saracens tight head,
Time back on.
is coming on for Jenny Scoble. And Natalia John has come on for Gwen Crabb in the engine room as well. So some early changes just to try and combat some of this French power, I think. Fresh legs in the forward pack.
Use it, 9.
Albers, again the left-footed kicking option. Joyce underneath it.
Okay, keep coming, Red.
Kaylee
Keep
Powell's
coming.
back there, good contact on that ball. Albers is going to send this one up.
Keep going.
Oh, there was time. There was no need for that from Powell. It's knocked on, and that hands a great opportunity now to the French through Ménager. Now Amedi. Feleu. Oh, thrown straight into the welcome hands of Natalia John. A first touch for her in reverse. And a bit of space for Kira Bevan to box kick that one into Bourdon-Sansu.
Keep coming.
And that is out on the full.
Straight out.
Dare I say it, she's such an experienced player, so much maturity, 60-odd
Frank,
caps, but Pauline Bourdon-Sansu has looked a little bit flustered
Guys,
in
give
this
them
game.
numbers early,
I think she's
please.
been put under pressure, more pressure than she's used to being under. And I say that's a compliment to the Welsh team. But talking about 9s, Kira Bevan then with that kick, so good. Just knows, quick turnover like that. Players are going to be out of defensive shape. There's space in the backfield, doesn't even look, puts it there, causes chaos. Really good.
First line out, a good one for Kelsey Jones. It's been a little while since she made that return from the horrific injury, but just so great to see her back playing as Caris Cox runs a good line. Georgia Evans on the offload. Couldn't quite get it to Kate Williams, but Wales again responding well to conceding the try. Oh, late pass, and Bethan Lewis takes it very well.
Backwards.
Oh, the interception. Bouillard was there. Took a gamble and it paid off. Oh, and the clear out on Jazz Joyce was massive. The Wales need to get a little bit lucky with the bounce here, and they do. Kaylee Powell, well, she was looking over her shoulder as if she was expecting a Jazz Joyce behind her, but no one was there. Oh, Rosso. Again with another big collision.
Gain control.
And after that interception, if Bouillard had got away from the first one, I think she'd have been in for a hat-trick.
I think that's something that France have identified at half-time, because there were two players then. Amedi shot up trying to get the intercept. She didn't quite get it, but then Bouillard got it 2 phases later. So that's obviously something they've been told in their half-time chat to look out for. There could be an opportunity for an intercept. So Wales need to make sure they're not passing too close to the game line.
Feleu out of the back door, lovely hands, Bouillard. Again, one offload leads to 2, leads to 3. And now France on the front foot through Seraphine Okemba. Another loose ball, Amedi, it's gone backwards. Oh, Cox couldn't make a clean contact. Just asking the question there if it came off a red boot or a blue one.
She kicked it out.
It did look like it came off Caris Cox's foot. Unfortunately, she couldn't make a better connection with it.
So there.
Oh, through the legs, it's lovely stuff. I mean, they've obviously been given a license to play.
Okay, stop there. It came off blue, it's a red ball.
There we go, they've changed it around.
Red ball. Guys, it's been cleared, it's a red ball.
I suppose you have to credit France for that, don't you? Because even though the handling isn't going their way, they're staying true to their identity. They want to play, they want to entertain. And when it goes well, it's spectacular.
Yeah, and I think the fact that they've scored so early on has maybe given them that little bit of confidence boost. Okay, maybe we can still put in the odd cheeky pass here and there, but not too many, because they've proven when they keep it tight, when they keep it in hand, they're far more aggressive.
A good line-out ball. That's 2 from 2 for Kelsey Jones. Immediately making an impact. Kate Williams takes that on. Donna Rose. Bevan. Good ruck speed from Wales. Again, look at France flying out into that passing channel, making it so tough for Wales to spread the ball as Neumann tidies up. Pierce. That late tip. It's effective if they can make it work, because it Makes it harder for those brutal French carriers to do, tacklers to do exactly that. Ahmedi, that is a bone shaker. Now a bit of space to run into, and Cox can attack. Still Cox! Harris Cox brought down. Kira Bevan has a snipe. Arbez makes a good tackle. And that's the first time, really, Wales have got in behind.
Brilliant run there from Harris Cox. Just slicing in between the last defender and the nearest one inside, timing her run really well, showing her pace. It's one thing the Welsh fans have always wanted to see, the ball in the backs, but giving them some space, giving them some time on it, showing what they can do. Really good run from her.
Well, with France rushing up, it does mean that if Wales can get to the edge, there will be opportunities, and this is an opportunity. Kelsey Jones at the back of that maul. It has been a fruitful part of the game for Wales. It's how they've scored their first 2 tries. Is there a third in the offing here? Kira Bevan goes short, and Keat is over! Wales get try number 3. Again, they've responded brilliantly to a France try, and Courtney Keat into the starting lineup and on the score sheet.
Brilliant retaliation there from Wales, using that strong maul setup. France dealt with it well, it wasn't moving anywhere, so you can see there Kira Bevan demanding that ball, and what a beautiful line there from Courtney Keat. Playing 12, she's played 15 before, she knows how to run a line.
Don't celebrate just yet.
4.
Okay, you're going to show me obstruction by red 4.
All eyes on Abby Fleming.
Okay, so what they might be looking for, did she come down and go in front of the initial ball carrier?
The curtains behind her there. Have we got an in-goal angle?
So when those jumpers lift players up, they need to come down, but keep a space free for the defence to come through.
Okay, Leo, I have a decision.
Okay, coming back to you, Holly.
Okay, we have clear obstruction by red 4 in the line out. It's going to be a penalty to France, no try.
So the reason that is a penalty is because when Abby Fleming stops France from getting to Natalia John, it means that they can't compete for the ball. Tell you what, it's so loud in here, I think we could all do with a pair of those here defenders, but great to see supporters of all ages enjoying this, and what an occasion.
Yeah, but we didn't score from the
Oh, it's so frustrating, isn't it? That you can hear Kira Bevan saying there, you know, the action of Abby Fleming didn't really prevent France from being able to change that situation. It wasn't like she directly stopped someone from tackling, say, Courtney Keat, who then bust through and scored. But it is the letter of the law. The jumpers have got to make sure they lift that player up, they come down, and they don't get in front of that jumping player, the person who's got the ball. You need to leave them free and available to be tackled potentially by the defensive team.
Number 1.
Both teams having a try chalked off now. Rose Bernardo dropped the ball in goal. And then Courtney Keat denied after running a great line.
Red 10. Okay, just wait there. Stop them there. Stop her there.
And what a reception there.
Okay.
For Ilana Brosso. She makes way for Ompa Buyambi. She's come off the bench in all 3 games so far. Kaylee Powell is going off for an HIA for Wales, so that will involve
what's happening?
A bit of a reshuffle
she needs to go off for
in the Welsh
HIA.
backline.
Okay, just hold her till I'm at the back, please.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing Sian Jones coming on now in the 9 position. Kira Bevan dropping back into potentially the 15.
But if she switches to 10, that is a very French thing to do, isn't it? The old 9-10 half-back combo. But yeah, Kira Bevan is prowling the backfield.
Stop there.
And Sian Jones, that is an excellent kick in behind.
That's a very good kick, wasn't it? Relieves pressure, pushes Wales back. Excellent kick. France have got the highest kicking meters, which is definitely a change to their style of play. They always used to keep it in hand. You talk about that jouet, keeping the ball alive, but actually we've seen specifically this Six Nations, them kicking long, kicking for territory a lot more.
Well, it's much easier to play jouet when you're in those areas of the field, isn't
Exactly
it?
right, yeah.
12 minutes of the second half gone. Mane Feleou with the only try of the half. And that is quick ball, Sean Jones with her first contribution. Amedi. She drops it on the toe. Smart little chip for Kelly Albi.
Okay, it's off her knee, play
off her
on.
knee, not a knock on. Jazz Joyce is tackled by Amedi. She has been somewhat of a tackling machine, Amedi, but here she is on the ball, straightened up by Feleou. Felt like it could have gone wide there for France, but still the opportunity. Moyembe. Oh, look at this power off the bench from the French front rower.
No, hands away.
Slow ball, but that won't matter too much with the power that they have in the carry. But instead it's Amedi, slightly wider channel. Bethan Lewis stands her up. Abby Fleming prevents the offload and creates the knock-on.
Knock-on by Blue.
Wales once again dig in the 22. Bethan Lewis in particular has been so strong in that close contact on the feet today, hasn't she?
We've had good
Yeah,
scrums.
very physical
Take
player.
pictures, square,
Does a lot of the work
okay.
that you don't always see. She's always up there with the top tackles,
Okay, guys, let's go.
arriving at defensive rucks.
Mark's there.
She's never on the ground for long. You see her, you watch her, she makes a hit straight back onto her feet in the defensive line, looking for the next job.
Let's go.
So that 25 handling errors between the two teams. Two new props then for France. Talk about painting the picture. First opportunity for them to do so. Straight away, Hollywood not happy, and Georgia Evans has gone from the base. That clear out needed to happen. Bethan Lewis arriving, Sean Jones, and then Kira Bevan sniping up the short side. Great kick, Kira Bevan.
Yeah, very lucky bounce then, wasn't it? Couldn't be fielded by France.
Wales, you're here.
Come off the back of a brilliant run from Georgia Evans. Georgia Evans currently top ball carrier for Wales and the top tackler. That is work rate.
Well, with Wales in the situation they are, with a new coach building, you need your players like Georgia Evans to really stand up, don't you? Players who have been in an environment like Saracen. She's won championships. She's been a big part of those championship-winning teams all over the second row and the back row. So if she can be an example, and if Jazz Joyce can be an example, then maybe Wales can go somewhere. Cox, little inside ball. Hannah Jones. She's cut off at source. Sean Jones. Kate Williams, scorer of the first try for Wales. 15 minutes of the second half gone. Again, big midfield contest as it was for a long time in the first half. Oh, goodness me.
That was well read, wasn't it?
Oh. Another carry from Georgia Evans. A little bit of gain line as well. Through Okemba. Donna Rose puts her hand up to carry. Another player who's had immense success at Saracens in the Premiership Women's Rugby, and before that, of course, Premier 15s. Bevan in at first receiver, ships it on quickly to Jones. Neumann was off her wing and has to do well to tidy that ball up. Wales going backwards here and needing an outlet, and there's some afters between Albie and Hannah Jones. And now Kira Bevan's on the wing, making that tackle on Bourgeois. Brilliant work. First the tackle from Bevan, then the jackal from Neumann.
Brilliant work, isn't it? It's great to see the wingers so involved. We saw an option on the inside run there from Karis Cox, coming off her wing, offering, carrying, and then Lisa Neumann, bear in mind she is right wing, just made the jackal attempt on the left wing. So these wingers are working really hard for Wales.
Time off. Number 2.
There's that little lovely
substitution.
interlinking play there, back inside, look from Kira Bevan to
Number
Karis
2.
Cox. It was well read by the French defence.
Maria.
And then again, Kira Bevan.
France, you're going to be on the end here.
I think she's enjoying the freedom of 15 at the moment, isn't she?
She's like a libero, isn't she? She's all over the place.
Wait for time back on.
Manon Bigot is replaced. Try-scoring performance from her. She's replaced by Elisa Rifonneau, who some fans of British rugby might recognise from her time at Ealing Trailfinders when she was studying at Brunel University. It's Courtney Keat. Ethan Lewis. Now Sian Jones again. Wales looking to use these big ball carriers. Gwen Pearce goes again. Donna Rose from short range gets her head down. She's dumped to the ground. Kalfaoui. Look how quick France are off the line here.
No, 9.
Sian Jones helped on by Jones. There is Neumann back on the right wing. Oh, unbelievable line speed from the French. And now they might fancy a turnover.
Taken beyond the ruck.
Oh, Rifonneau
Taking the player beyond the ball over the ruck.
has absolutely mashed Sian Jones there.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
And if that play had gone 2 seconds more, the
13
penalty
red.
would have been the other
Tackled
way for
beyond.
playing Sian Jones, but instead it's a spot called in by the AR on the far side. Oh, France have missed touch. Sarah Cox is the AR on that far side for what it's worth. Loose ball and Kate Williams goes backwards, but there is a renewed energy about this France defence. And credit to Georgia Evans and co. They're still trying to go forward as Bevan. Oh, it's a good line. Unlucky. Karis Cox. And now Bordeaux Sansu. The ball back in France's hands.
Scrum advantage.
Just the knock on. That one's helped on its way to Moyambe.
Okay,
Abby Fleming doing her best.
No hands. Scrum advantage over.
Albie, she's not had a lot of joy on the flank, so she's gone looking for work, and it's a great offload to Amedi. Bordeaux Sansu with quick ball. Wales looking a bit shell-shocked in defence here. They are very narrow around this ball, and France are keeping width on both sides. As we approach the hour, Mane Feleou.
Use it!
And there is that French crowd. Wales have done a good job of silencing them for long periods of this game, but they can sense a sea change. Okemba. Oh, Bethan Lewis, unlucky. Feleou. It's not a great pass, but it is a great pickup by Bourgeois.
Backward.
Oh, and Kate Williams has dived on that ball. And Wales have dug in
Okay, stay
in the
on.
22
Take a step.
again.
Use it now, 9.
Well, Sian Jones has kept that ball on the field, and I'm surprised at that because Wales will be blowing after that period of play. Kelly Albie looked to touch forward, and it was.
Forward.
You know what, I was thinking exactly the same thing, but then you've also got to think the French team are blowing. They had all their hands on their knees when they were around that defensive ruck, and maybe that's a chance where you can try and counter-attack. It's brave and it's very bold, if that is what she was thinking. I mean, she's okay, she's fresh legs on, isn't she? She's thinking, great, here's an opportunity. But as we saw then, there was a forward pass, so it's worked out well for Wales.
Another change here for France. Montserrat Amedi, the Bordelais centre, coming off. She's being replaced by Léa Champon,
Red. Okay, 19 red, HIA.
the Grenoble
19
Amazon.
red.
Change in the front row for Wales. Gwen Pearce. All action as always. She's replaced by Maisie Davis of Cardiff Met RFC, who've got a very, very busy week. They're going to be playing in the Bucks Super Rugby final against Loughborough at Rodney Parade on Wednesday. And University Rugby really providing a pathway for these top internationals now to lay the platform for their careers. Oh, and just as Gwen Pearce leaves, her sister Allow arrives. She's on for Natalia John, who's gone off for an HIA. Another one who seems to have had a meteoric rise from Wales under-18s to the international scene in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's credit to her ability. She looks very much at home in this senior team. Such a physical specimen with a great understanding of the game, one for the future, certainly to be developed.
Scrum Wales going backwards and out quickly. Bevan in at 10. Jones, Courtney Keat, plenty of width on this for Cox. Little goose step. Oh, Kelly Albee. Oh, nearly. Getting dangerously close to these jackal turnovers. France just more competitive in every aspect of defence in these last 5 minutes. Wales going edge to edge, but not really going forward. A little knock on at the base brings that foray to a close.
Yeah, you can understand why Wales are trying to play here. They see it as an attacking opportunity. They feel like got a bit of momentum, but just needs to be that little bit more direct, a bit more of a punch, maybe bring in that kicking game. I'd be reluctant to try and play too much rugby right on the halfway line here.
Kiroy coming in. Fly half by trade, but can cover 12 and 13 as well. But it is a like-for-like replacement. Carla Alves leaving the field. She's had an interesting contribution, hasn't she? She's kicked very well. She's desperately tried to spark the attack, but it just hasn't quite happened for them today.
No, but I think it's more than just what's been happening around her. It's the options that she's had, the forward runners, and I do think that's credit to Wales and how they've been getting in the face of the French team. They haven't had as much of an armchair ride, the 9 and 10 for France, as they are used to having.
And Kaylee Powell has passed her HIA, so she is back in at outside half for Wales. Sean Jones back onto the bench. Kira Bevan back in at scrum half, and France marching this Wales scrum back. Oh my goodness. Pure power. Kira, first kick off, nearly. Courtney Keat does well.
In the half.
It was a really good charge down there by Kaylee Powell. She read that, she picked up on the body language early. The player was looking to kick, and she put the burners on to charge it down. And it was the ricochet from her hand that ended up in Courtney Keat's butt. From the earlier infringement, penalty at the scrum goes back to France.
Are they going to pack down again here and really look to turn the screw on this Welsh scrum? No. Kiroy is going to kick to touch. She's transitioned from handball to rugby. Handball, a massive sport in France. They've gone silver, gold, silver at the last 3 Olympics.
Guys, you're good on your front person.
And there are a lot of similarities in the sports as well in terms of the way that they try to find space.
Okay, time back on.
Bryony King on for Bethan Lewis. Sean Lynn opting for the 6-2 bench today. A quick word on Bethan Lewis and her contribution as she leaves the field.
Oh, I think she's been outstanding. I think her work rate has been absolutely incredible. She's carried a lot more than we're used to seeing as well. So Bryony King got big shoes to fill.
Well, Ménager picks up on a loose ball. It wasn't a great line-up, but it could work out here for France. Escudero. Bourdon-Sansu. Plenty of options. One of them is Calfaroui, who batters her way towards the line, but not over the line.
Okay, use the line.
Val Raclot has knocked it on. Another gilt-edged chance disappears. And Wales survive in the 22 again.
Guys, it's in the field of play, so it's a scrum.
Oh.
Their try-line defence. They're absolutely putting bodies on the line here. Just seeing there the carry from Marie Manager. Normally on the wing, being forced to go into that centre partnership. So Gabrielle Vernier got that red card in round 1. So she's missing, but she stood in at centre, done a really good job. So we're just seeing here the defensive work from Wales. Look, under the ball every time, getting low, putting bodies on the line.
So with France turning up the heat in the scrum, all eyes on Kira Bevan, Georgia Evans and Kayleigh Powell. How are Wales getting out of here?
Come on, we've got no stability. Okay. You don't step back, and I need you guys not to come forward, okay? Just wait until the ball's in, okay? Stability.
I'm just going to lift my foot straight away, miss. That's why it's going to be so quick.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, but we just had no stability, yeah. Yeah, all good.
If you want to get on the right side of the referee, you send Kelsey Jones in, don't you?
Do I know? She is the smiling assassin. But yeah, shout out actually to Hollywood, debut in the Guinness Women's Six Nations. We talk so much about how special it is for the players. It's also special for the referees as well. I know she's got friends and family. There's a cohort of about 15, including her baby boy. They've all come down to see her in her first debut.
Well, Wales have left that in for a bit longer. Huge pressure on Kira Bevan. She is wrestled to the ground. Kayleigh Powell is trying to free herself from
Taken back.
The in-goal area.
By red. Sorry.
How can they pop that?
The ball was out before, yeah.
Well, Pauline Bourdon-Sansu, I mentioned it to you just after the half, didn't I? She has been so gritty and intense all game. Kayleigh Powell desperately trying to get over the try line, but Hannah Jones being called in, Wales captain.
Guys, it's been a great game so far. We don't need that, okay? It was taken back by red and grounded, so it's going to be a 5-metre scrum, okay? Scrum. Okay. Time off. Yeah, go.
Not a huge amount Wales could do there. Immense
15,
pressure from front.
15. Okay, you're subbing. You're subbing, yeah. And 7.
So Jazz Joyce coming off. She's replaced by Nell Metcalf, another player at the beginning of her international journey, but performances in the Celtic Challenge, impressed sufficiently to get involved with the senior team, and she's another one who feels like she's got a massive future.
Yeah, absolutely, very talented athlete. Can play wing, can play fullback, which is probably why she's been on the bench in a 6-2 split. Someone versatile like that can slot in different positions.
The change at scrum half. This is Ossian Bord, 22-year-old Toulouse scrum half. Made her debut in the WXB in 2024 against USA. She couldn't have asked for a nicer first touch in a Women's Six Nations game, I don't think. France just looking to give Wales hell here at scrum time. But again, it's scrappy, it's a little bit loose, but it's a penalty try. The pressure yields, and this will be a yellow card as well.
Loose head. 16. Loose head. It's not 16, Maria. What number? Who's on the loose head?
Maisie Davis sent to the bin. The pressure from Kalfwawi, just too much. A penalty try, a yellow card, a much more favourable scoreline for France, and a very difficult 10 minutes coming up for Wales.
In, head collapse. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This is where you need the leaders in the team to start stepping up, being vocal, encouraging the girls. I can already see Georgia Evans saying things to the girls left and right. Kira Bevan has just been getting some treatment. I'm not quite sure if she is walking off the field right now.
Guys.
That would be a big loss for Wales if she is. Yeah, I think that is a replacement. Sian Jones coming in for Kira Bevan.
Okay, guys, time will go back on. Time back on.
A tough school for a young prop.
Yeah, very tough. But it's all part and parcel of the learning process, isn't it?
Oh, that is bang on the 10-metre line.
25 blue, play on.
Wales tried to make it competitive.
Okay.
I think Borth has left that behind. It'll be a Wales put in at the scrum, but they're going to have to make a change here,
Yeah.
which might well mean they go down to 13.
Substitution.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be bringing on Quinkly and Pearce so they can field the front row.
Guys, 14, sub.
So Lisa Neumann, the sacrificial lamb, so
14,
Wales
substitution.
can scrummage with a specialist front row.
Okay, she's coming to you now.
I said moments ago it was going to be a difficult 10 minutes. It's going to be a really difficult 10 minutes now, down to 13. France team with the wind in their sails, the scoreboard on their side, and a penchant for spreading the ball.
No, all good.
And that penalty try almost sounds like almost feels, should I say, like a weight was lifted off France here in Brive. The atmosphere has changed entirely.
Yes, it certainly has, hasn't it? It's getting a little bit fractious, should we say, middle of the second half, but no, the Mexican waves are going. And there's always a bit of a stark contrast. I find a Mexican wave appears in a men's game where maybe the game's gone a bit flat and there's not much going on. But whenever it's a women's game and the French crowd start doing the Mexican wave, it is very much sort of an applaud, a moving applaud for their team. They're liking what they're seeing, they want to keep it going.
So Sian Jones on at scrum half now for Kira Bevan, who once again gave it everything for the 67 minutes. She was on the pitch. Sian Jones impressed for Gwalia Lightning in the Celtic Challenge this season. Powell fumbles that one. Hannah Jones dropped on the toe early, trying to get in behind France, but players are back there. Powell.
Okay, Reds keep coming.
Chase her own kick, Powell. Oh, Bourgeois let that one bounce. Ball is in behind, and that Powell chase ends up with an opportunity for Wales. Scrappy ball that's ended up in Hannah Jones's hands. Bryony King, replacement back rower. Oh. And another one goes begging.
Oh, really frustrating for Wales when you consider they got two players down and they were in an attacking position with the France team looking rather scrambled. That's such a frustration for them. Brilliant kicking battle there, though, from Kaylee Powell, and it was the chase-up which was key. Huge kick.
You're outside.
Following with the chase-up. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, by the sounds of things, a little bit of that rainwater might have gone in Hollywood's microphone, because got a little leery there for a second. This France performance, though, it's not too dissimilar to the Ireland game, is it? They left it late there as well to really put on a show, but the scoreboard looked favourable. Just saw some of the great and the good of both France and Wales rugby there. 10 minutes to go. 2 tries required for Wales to get a losing bonus point, or a try-scoring bonus point, should I say. It's a much improved performance today. However, if the full-time whistle goes now, they still leave empty-handed. And France, despite having not been overly convincing for the 70 minutes here, still keep their Grand Slam dream alive. Allow Pearce. Moyombe over the top of that. And the loose head makes the turnover.
Your mark's just here. Time on. substitution.
Textbook. Gets her to the ground, raises her arm, showing clear release, straight back in over the ball. Strong, low body position. Brilliant work.
Well, we spent a bit of time talking about Kelly Albi, very impressive youngster out there on the wing. She's not had a huge amount of ball to play with today. Another very impressive young player, Kira Zago, 19 years of age, plays her club rugby for Bordelais. She was playing for the under-20s team, aged 17.
Wow.
And now she's here at 19, playing for the first team. Super athletic, lock forward. Another one off the production line. Oh, Wales have pinched that. Georgia Evans.
She's been dropped by her own team there for me, Coxie. Yeah.
Now, Sian Jones. France have let that ball bounce a couple of times. Emily Boulard. She's been a little bit quieter in the second half, but did her damage in the first. Got on the end of two excellent French tries for what they hoped would set the tone. This might. Still opportunities late in the game to run at tired defences. Keira.
Tackle, release!
Now Georgia Evans goes after that, doesn't get there, but Borthez knocks it on. Now these last 8 minutes, the game's won. France have got their 5 points. Their Grand Slam dream still alive. For Wales, these last 8 minutes, they're really important, aren't they, to continue to build.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the work ethic you bring, the pride to the jersey, showing how much it means to you to still be out there. And when you consider they are a player down, I think they've done very well defensively. They're having to work very hard at the moment and even challenging, just like we saw then. Georgia Evans at the line out. And I think especially off the back of last game against England, where it really sort of ran away in the last 20 minutes, England racking up the scoreboard. For Wales to still be in the fight, still keeping France at bay, is a lesson learned, and that's what Sean Lynn wants. He wants to see this team growing and learning game on game.
That was Georgia Evans in at scrum half there after Sian Jones got wrapped up in the previous phase. Inside ball, another good carry from Caris Cox. She does very well with the post-contact meters.
No, Mark's on the side.
But France really going after the Welsh breakdown hard.
It was a brilliant line to offer. I think there's just a bit of fatigue there in the body. She wasn't quite as dynamic as she has been in the earlier stages of the game. You've really got to fight. You know, especially if you're giving like an option, like an inside line like that, because it's not prescribed, players won't be automatically following you to make sure that they can seal over that ball. So there is going to be a delay before the support runners can get to you. So if you're offering varied lines, that's brilliant, but you've really got to work hard on the floor to just buy a little bit of time for the rest of the team to keep up with you and get over that ball.
Rifonneau finds the line. France looking for the try that would take them up to 40. 6 minutes of this one to go in Brive. Ménager again. Bordet. Calfaoui. It's a good tackle by Pierce, but just the way France are able to get gain line. They sweep forward, they sting into life. And even when it slows down, players like Zago can straighten up and go again, but the handling errors, goodness me.
Scrum.
Well, as they look ahead to the rest of the tournament, I think they should be training with a ball that's dipped in soap and water, because they need to do something to try and improve this. Because look, it's all heading towards that huge game against England for them. And if it goes very, very well, then maybe. But if they make this many mistakes, then England will crucify them.
Yeah, and you know what, even before that, they've got Italy away, and Italy have been a little bit of a banana skin for them, and the odd occasion they've certainly troubled France, and Italy love to play off broken plays. So if the ball goes down to the ground, that will suit Italy and give them opportunities to attack France. But like you say, looking towards that last round against England, you're looking at a very clinical, very composed England team that will eat up opportunities like handling errors all day long. So yes, certainly got to sharpen that up.
Well, worryingly for the rest of the tournament, England have even rotated their team a little bit more this championship, and still come away with impressive victories in the opening rounds.
So dominant, aren't they? They're on a 31-game winning streak throughout the Six Nations and averaging 8 tries. It's just incredible.
It is incredible. It's also great to watch as well. They score some magnificent tries. The Wales scrum a little bit more solid since the yellow card. Still a couple of minutes left on that. Kelsey Jones.
Okay, don't touch.
Sean Jones there finds Georgia Evans. Looked as though that ball was going to go loose, but once again, Georgia Evans provides a solid platform.
Okay, that's enough now, Blue. Okay, make sure you're back. Use it, 9. No. Thank you for asking. Touch.
A little touch on that from Zago. She was through very quickly, but that'll be Wales' ball. There are very few things that put the heart in the mouth of a player than a scrum half, and there's a touch on it on the charge down.
Yes.
So the French coaches, do you think they'll be happy?
Look, to a certain extent, championship rugby, a win's a win, but I think they would have liked to have seen a bit more progression now, round 3 from this French team. You know, we've talked about they've been consistent with their selection process, slight change in midfield due to that red card that I mentioned, but they have been playing the similar teams throughout the competition, all building towards trying to get that more clinical performance ready for England, and I think there's still a bit of work to do.
Well, that one has gone out on the full. It was taken back into the 22 as we take a look at our Guinness Women's Six Nations player of the match, Manon Bigot. And I don't think anyone can have too many complaints about that. She had a very, very complete time on the pitch.
She certainly did. She had good work rate in defence, and she was putting herself around, wasn't she, for those carries. Very agile, very athletic, and she did what you wanted a hooker to do, and that's hit the line out each time.
Yeah, she was 100% on her tackles, 38 metres from her 7 carries. And all in all, a good day's work. Riffono, her replacement, sets the platform for Wales. Little snipe from Bordes. She gets handled well by the Welsh defenders. Champon takes it on next. And speed of ball here could be a real problem for Wales. 3 minutes to go. Okimba. Escudero has really grown into the game, particularly defensively. Short ball. Bertemu denied. Short again. Moyombe might have a look.
Penalty advantage, playing the 9.
The Wales playing the 9, giving away the penalty. So Bordes finds the offload, finds Falraklo. She's just short. Kalfaoui from close range, agonisingly close. Georgia Evans looks in a lot of discomfort there.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Escudero didn't gather it cleanly, but didn't knock it on either. Zago. This is relentless from France. And Bertemu can't score. Champon can score. And the pressure was always going to tell. That forward power. Absolutely incredible. And Léa Champon takes France to 40.
Credit to France there, they've just kept battering, haven't they? Subs coming on, making an impact. You could see the Welsh defence, they're scrambling there. They've got no organisation, the ball was just too quick for them to try and keep up defensively. Worrying signs, like you say, Georgia Evans is just getting some treatment in the backfield there.
Yeah, it seemed as though she just got caught under the ball making that last tackle.
Thanks. I think she's coming off now. She's coming round the back.
Bourgeois takes us into the last minute with a conversion. She has kicked beautifully today again.
Okay.
Have you ever had one of those big bobbleheads made of you?
Okay, time off. Player there. Is the 1 on? Is number 1 on? Yeah, over there. Okay, cool. Time back on.
The last minute then, last opportunity for Wales to get something from this second half, but it's a clean catch by Kelly Albi. And once again, Wales resolute in defence, but they're just constantly under scrutiny.
Hands away, hands away. Your tackler
Just
was still
drag
there.
defenders with her all game, as has Charlotte Escudero. Bordes, short ball to Bertenu. Will probably be frustrated that she didn't score the try, that Champon finished moments later. Final few phases. Inside ball, misses Albi. She's run that line all day, and it hasn't come off for her once. But when it does, boy oh boy, will it be spectacular. Well, final thoughts then, Philippa, because it's going to be pretty quick at the end.
Yeah.
France, worthy winners. Wales, greatly improved.
Yeah, definitely improvement from England. I think key for me has been the matching physicality, which is by no means an easy feat against this French team, and showing that growth and development from the game against England, where they kind of died away in the last 20 and the scoreboard racked up. I think Wales have done everything they can to try and stay in this fight. Really enjoying seeing the improvements in regards to more connectivity between the wingers, the backs getting involved, offering those inside runs, offering a Jacqueline threat. That's very much a Sean Lynn style of play that we've seen with his team at Gloucester Harbour. He wants his backs working hard, and you can start to see that development. So yes, progression, development is definitely there.
Last play.
Knock-on advantage.
And with that ball going forward, I think that'll bring an end to this round 3 game in the Guinness Women's Six Nations. France, a 3 from 3. They're still on for a Grand Slam. They coughed and spluttered for large portions of that game, but ultimately they were too strong and too powerful. Wales greatly improved, but they're not there yet. It finishes France at 42, Wales 12.
Well, we were speaking at half-time about the importance of the first 10 minutes of the second half. And I think France were listening. Just 4 minutes on the clock, Mane Fallet securing the bonus point. So let's have a little look then at the table. And for now, well, France, they go top, keeping